Hello and welcome back to Survival Sealab. I'm modpacks. On today's episode, we're going to be cleaning up some odds and ends around the place here, around our Sealab, and then we're going to be working on getting our applied Energistics ME sorting system set up, finally. So let's get going, we got tons to do today. Alright, so as I mentioned, we got a couple odds and ends I want to clear up around here. One of the things we want to do is, I mentioned last time we set up the glowstone generator, we wanted to set up a wireless network for it. So that we can turn it on and off as need be, because we're going to fill up that chest really quickly. So I'm going to make these wireless transceivers from I think it's wireless redstone -CBE core. Okay, so let's make these things. It requires Reether pearls, or Reether pearls, or whatever you want to pronounce it as, which are kind of expensive to make. They require a bunch of glowstone, a bunch of redstone dust, and an ender pearl. We have enough for everything like that. We have everything I need. I basically am going to use 3 of these and then wire them together with a transmitter and then 2 receivers to connect to our system here. So let's make a receiver here. I think it requires an obsidian stick. I need a couple obsidian for those. So we'll need 4 obsidian, I think, for this. And we'll just make some obsidian sticks. And I think that should be everything we need then. So let's make these first. And then, oh, we'll need a few more obsidian sticks, actually. This is going to require a lot of obsidian. Luckily, we figured out how to make this as well, so we're not going to run out or anything like that. We just might need to go turn the machines on to make some more. So here we go. We'll need 1 wireless transmitter, and we'll have a switch set up to that with a lever. And then we'll need 2 wireless receivers, and we have the bowls for this. So just a wireless transceiver inside of a bowl, and we'll make that quick here. 2 of those, and then make 2 of these, and we're good. Okay. So the other thing we'll need is a lever to turn it on and off. Let's see if I have one sitting around here. I probably do. Don't know if I'll be able to spot it, but I definitely have one somewhere. I wonder if it's in my backpack here. Nope, not there either. Okay, we'll just make another one quick here. Can't have too many levers ever. I'm guaranteed there's one floating around here that I'll find as soon as I stop recording. It'll show up. We'll need a couple little cobblestone for this. So yeah, we just put this stick in there, make 1 lever for it, and that's all we should need. Actually, I could probably grab a lever from up here and not even worry about it. That's probably what happened to all my levers in the first place. All right, so let's jump up here and make our system for turning this on and off. You see, I put these 2 things on the same side so I can switch these off easily enough. What we'll do is we'll make a wireless receiver, and we'll put this right. Oh, let's put it right here. Can we put it in the air? Let's see if we can put it in the air. No, it doesn't want to be in the air. It doesn't want to be on glass either. Okay, so let's make a little platform for it on top of here like so. And we'll put it right here. And then coming off of this, we'll need... actually, I don't know how I want to do this precisely. Let's put this back 1 here. And let's run the wires first. So we'll go wires from here, and this should work as far as I can tell. We'll put wire on here, and we can't put wire on glass, so we need to do something with that glass there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put it. Okay, we have to take this glass out. We'll have to do a quick replace here. Take the glass out, throw it on a block so the glowstone doesn't escape. Here it comes. There it goes. Okay, so now we can put it right here. We'll put some stone here. And I'm going to clean this up with better blocks eventually. Alright, so we'll put a connection like this. We'll do the same thing over here. And like this, and like this. Take this off of here. And now when we throw a switch on this, let's just do a test here quick and make sure it works how we want it to work. When we throw a switch onto here, it should turn on and off, in theory. So if this works, then our system will work. Nope, didn't work like that. This will work though, and they're going. Okay, so that's basically the principle here. Now we have to just lay down our wireless receiver, wireless receiver, and we'll put that right here. And when this gets a signal from a wireless network, it should work. It might need to be turned around. That's the only thought I have. Yeah, we might need to set a frequency and turn it around a little bit here. So let's take this back out and switch it back so it's going this direction. Nope, not quite like that. Other way. We'll get this eventually. Oh, I'm falling in! God, I fell into the cryotheum. Alright, let's put it like this. There we go, and that should connect now. Looks like it is connecting. Okay, so when this receives a signal, it should turn on. We'll do a little test here just to make sure. So we'll go like this, put a lever in front of that, and when this turns on, as long as we set the same frequency, let's set it frequency 1, and set this to frequency 1, and it should go. And turn this off, and it should stop. Awesome. Okay, so that's basically the principle here. I'm gonna set up the same thing on the other side here, opposite it, and then we'll have our whole system wired up wirelessly. I'll have a switch down below, so I can turn it on and off from downstairs, rather than being up here to turn it on and off. That way I can turn it off when I need to. I can actually have this wireless transceiver or transmitter wherever I want then, and we can easily switch this on and off when we need it. So let's head downstairs. I'll set this other one up, and then I'll meet you back downstairs here. All right, so everything should be in order here. Other thing I did upstairs there quick is I did set up some pipes. So it's flowing to these ender chests here. It'll go into the orange system for ender chests, and then we'll have an orange ender chest so we can keep an eye on it right here. And when this thing starts getting full, we'll just turn it off again. And this should work now. Everything is in order. Let's make sure to set this frequency to 1. Oh, there it goes. All right, I can hear it going up there. The only thing I don't know if we set is the secondary frequency on this second one we set up here. No, we did not. So we have to set this to 1 here. Let's set it to 1. And now it should be good to go. All right, so everything's running here, and this chest should be filling up with the glowstone as we speak. Look at that. All right, so, and then when we're done with glowstone, we just turn it off again, and everything shuts off. This is perfect. I can get glowstone on demand. I'll get a whole stack in a matter of seconds whenever I need it. Maybe we'll set up a different system than this ender chest eventually, or maybe set up a way to import it into our new applied Energistics system, but that's the idea for right now, and I think it's gonna work pretty dang well. So as I mentioned, we're gonna set up an applied Energistics system today, and there's gonna be a lot of components to making that. It's probably gonna be split in 2 episodes, so I do apologize for that, but I am going to start setting it up, and then we'll finish setting up some next episode. So let's get working on what we need to make an applied Energistics system. All right, so I have a whole chest here filled with everything we should need for our entire applied Energistics system. Maybe a little bit more wood than we need, but we do need a little bit at least to make some chests, which I already have in here as well. But yeah, this should be all the components we need. A lot of Certus quartz, a lot of iron, a lot of gold, redstone, and nether quartz as well. So the first thing we'll need to do is set up a ME controller, and that's going to be the very first component for our applied Energistics system. And the ME controller looks like this. This is basically the heart of your system. This is like your power system, and it's also the monitor for controlling it and making sure you have everything you need in it. Basically, we need to make some Fluix crystals. We need to make an advanced processor and some iron ingots. So the Fluix is just nether quartz, Certus quartz, and redstone dust. The advanced processor is a little more technical. We have to use an advanced processor. We have to use a quartz cutting knife, a diamond, and silicon. So we need to make some silicon here, which is a little more complicated. I think that's cooked. Silicon is cooked sand, if I'm correct. It's it's cooked nether quartz. Oh, that's what it is. All right, so let's see here. If we smelt nether quartz, we can make silicon. Okay, so let's just grab some nether quartz dust, and I do have some of that in here. So we don't have a whole lot. Let's make 11 of those. That should be enough to get going here. And we'll just grab a regular chest here, a regular furnace. We don't have to be too fancy about this. We just grab a regular furnace, plop it down here, throw our stuff into it. We'll let that cook up. And once it's ready, we'll start making what we need. All right, so we have the silicon done cooking here. I have it all set up in here to make a advanced processor assembly. So we'll throw this into the furnace here. It's still cooking some up, so let's just throw this in there and cook that up now and fire it up, and that should make us a basic, or rather an advanced processor. And the next thing we need is some Fluix crystals. Now these things are going to be commonly needed for this project here, so let's actually make a few of them. Let's see, we need to make 4 for this project. I think we'll need a bunch of Fluix crystals for this though. So let's make up 16 to start with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so let's make up 16 to start with. That should get us a ways into making this. And we have everything we need for this now. Let's make that up if we can. Nope, we can't make it yet because we don't have the processor yet. So let's grab a stack of iron. Let's keep that in our pouch here. We're getting full up on stuff already here. That will change here shortly. So let's throw this into here. And actually, let's just shift click this here, and it'll make it for us. Okay, so ME controller is our first piece of hardware for this. Now what we'll want to do is find a good spot for it. I think I'm going to put it up here. That's going to be my command center for kind of things here like this. Let's put it right here, but I do have to run wires to it, so we'll have to run it off of one of those over there, I think. So let's put it here on the corner, and we'll need to run some power to it with some conduits. Hopefully I have enough. I didn't think about that. One, that's not quite enough. I can just use this. I can actually use this hardened energy cable. It doesn't require a whole lot of power, but it requires consistent power. And when we start getting to bigger advanced systems, it's going to require more power as we go along here. So let's get some power to this. Out the back, we have unsightly wires sticking up above our stuff here. That's okay though. I won't mind that too much. So let's get it connected to here, and that should be ready to go for outputting. It's receiving power, and if we right click this, it says it's online, it's using power, it's 6 AE, applied energistics energy per tick. As you can see, it's already got 10,000 AE in there just from this little pipe, which is only applying what, 400 per second, or 400 per tick. So it's not taking a whole lot of power. The next thing we want to build is let's see, we need to build a ME drive. That'd probably be useful. Okay, so we'll make an ME drive. Basically, the ME drive is going to require actually these little storage drives here. So they're basically, these are like disks, and you can store your things on them as information rather than actual physical properties. So we'll need to make some of these little disks here, and what we want to do is make 4K storage, and these require some iron, redstone, and the big thing is the storage segment. Now the storage segment requires a lot of different things. It requires a basic processor, which it's the same as the advanced processor, just with gold instead of diamond, and then it requires a bunch of those actually. So it requires one of these requires storage cells, and those storage cells also require gold each. So we need to make some of these basic processors. I probably just need to make a bunch of these to start out with. So I'm gonna make those, and then we'll be back setting up our first storage for our applied energistics system here. All right, so we've got our storage segments, and now we can make our first storage drives. And we'll make 2 of these right away. And basically the way these work is you can have 63 different types of things, and each thing, depending on the quality of thing it uses up a certain amount of bytes. So it can have up to 4,996 bytes, and up to 63 different types of items in it. So depending on if you have diamonds in there, it's going to take up a little more storage information than like cobblestone would. I think if you have just cobblestone there by itself, it can have something like 2,000, 3,000 stacks of cobblestone in there. So it's pretty incredible what it can do, but it can only have 63 different types of things. So in order to do this, what we need to do next is make the actual drive, which requires 2 basic processors and some iron and some glass and a chest. Now I used up all my processors making this last one, so we'll have to make a couple more here, and then we'll have a drive ready to go here, and then we'll be able to plunk these in there. We'll do one other step first before we do that. So let's first make the drive, so it's all ready to go here. All right, so we got a couple more basic processors. We can make our first drive here now. And we need a chest, which I have one in here for that. And I think that should be everything we need then. Iron, glass, basic processors. Yes, we have everything we need. Okay, so let's take this upstairs, and we can plop it down right next to our controller right here. So we'll pop it down. It's receiving power, but there's nothing in it just yet. We'll put these storage cells in there, and when we do that, you can see the top 2 servers here light up. So we can see that there's storage on there for space. But before we do that, there's actually a couple things we need to do still to actually use this. So the interesting thing about applied energistics, or the difficult thing about applied energistics, is that we've spent all this time making these 2 things, and we can't use either of them really yet. So we need to make a few more things before we can actually even use any of this stuff. So the next thing we'll need to make is a access terminal. And this requires a conversion matrix, some ME cable, which is Fluix dust, and glass, which Fluix dust is nether dust, nether quartz dust, Certus quartz dust, and redstone. And I've been making some Certus or nether dust in here, so that should be ready to go. Do I not have my armor on? I don't have my. Why is my stuff going so slow here? Oh, there we go. Okay, I was wondering why I'm walking kind of slow, but I guess I'm just not double tapping enough. Anyways, let's make some Fluix dust here. And for this, we'll need this, and we'll need some of this. We're getting a little bit low on dust here, so I don't want to make a ton of it, but we need to make enough to make what we need to make here. So let's put this in. And we'll make about 22 of those. That should be pretty good to get started here. And to make the access terminal, where did it go here? Access terminal. Okay, so we want glass, conversion matrix. Oh God, another basic processor thing here. Luckily, I have a couple more of those cooking up right now. I'm just gonna have to keep making those things, and we'll have a system that provides those for us here in a moment. So we have this access terminal on our radar now. We need to make one of these, and we should have everything we need for that. Yes, so we can make 2 of those. Let's make 2 of those right away, because I know I'll need one for the next part as well. And now that we have that, we can go back in and make this. Make 3 of those only. I don't need a lot of cable just yet. We will down the road for sure, because we want to cable it around to make sure we have enough connection for everything we need. And then the access terminal is our next goal here. Okay, so we have the access terminal, and this will let us actually access what's inside these drives. So we're gonna put this right next to the other one here, and that's gonna connect. As you can see, it connected. There's no storage space in there currently, but the way this works is you can put a storage drive in there, access the access terminal, and then you can finally store your things. So it's storing all these things on the drive, and you see this says green because it's saying there's spots left, but as you can see, it says 2 types and 67 bytes used up now. So that's kind of idea here. And these things can hold a lot of space on them, basically. These 4K are usually the ones you want to go with when you're making an ME system, just because it's easiest to make. But beyond that, unless you're doing some serious storage, massive storage, these drives aren't going to necessarily need to go much bigger than that, unless you're doing something really, really big or having a lot of certain types of items on there. Because up to, you can do like 4K, you can do 64K. 64K can still only do 63 types of items though. So unless you're paying attention to what you're putting on these things, it might not be the best interest to use the 64K. But we are going to be paying attention to what we're doing here, because we're going to make the next step of this process is a partition editor. And this is a cool thing because it lets you actually format drives so you can tell it what you want on it specifically. So for instance, if you have a lot of cobblestone or that kind of thing, and you want to use a 64K drive, you can actually partition it so that cobblestone will only go into that drive. So that's the kind of thing we want to make, so we can do that kind of high-level maintenance on our drives here. So basically, this doesn't need to be powered with the rest of the stuff here. You can use it anywhere. And basically, you put a drive in. So we'll put a 4K drive in here, and you can format it to whatever you want. So let's say you want to store gold on it. You just put gold in there, and it's going to make all the gold go into this as a priority 1. You can also put diamonds in there. So if you want like a valuables drive, you can put it all in a single drive. Now what we're going to actually do is we'll maybe make like a 4K drive that's only for cobblestone and dirt and other like high like blocks that we're gonna have lots of from our system here, and we'll just store them all in that, and that way we don't have to worry about it taking up spots in another drive. And then when we see that this drive is full, we can actually see that it's no longer gonna be used. So for instance, what we'll do is we'll just go tell it cobblestone, and we'll tell it stone, and we'll tell it this nether brick or nether rack and dirt, for instance. So we'll tell it to do all that kind of stuff onto this 4K drive right here, and then it will only sort that stuff into that drive. So let's just do a test here quick to demonstrate. That's everything we need then, and we'll take the drive back out. Then we'll actually name this as high capacity. Let's just call it high capacity, and now it's formatted, so it's high capacity. And then we'll go into our system back up here, and what this is going to let us do then is use like 1K drive, which are easier to make for our remaining systems because we can format them for specific things. So we'll put this into the high capacity drive, and we'll put to demonstrate, we'll put the other 4K in here. And this doesn't have any kind of formatting on it. And then what we'll do here is throw in some dirt, throw in some gold, throw in some redstone. And now you can see, oops, you can see that this is showing that its high capacity drive is 3 types used, and this has 2 types used. And basically because the 2 types are on the secondary drive, which we haven't formatted, and the first drive has our cobblestone, our dirt, and our stone on it only. And so when we get tons of stone and dirt and stuff like that, it's only going to put on this high capacity drive. And we can always upgrade this drive so it allows for more storage by upgrading it to like a 64K down the road or something like that. Alright, so now that we have the access terminal, we have the drives, we have the controller, we actually want to upgrade this access terminal to one of the basic awesome things about Applied Energistics, and that's the crafting terminal. And this crafting terminal requires, as part of it, it requires the access terminal. So we're going to take this access terminal out. I think we just right-click it with the wrench here. Yes, the crescent hammer. And what we're going to do here is make this crafting terminal. And it requires a crafting table, a storage cell, and a ME access terminal. So we have a basic processor, we can take it over here and actually make a storage cell. And let's do that quickly. What are we missing? Redstone. That's because I threw it all in that bin there. That's right, it's upstairs right now. Unfortunately, took out the access terminal already, but I have some others here. And that's one of the flaws, not flaws, but one of the complications with Applied Energistics is that if you don't have power to your system, or if you don't have an access terminal, you can't access the things on those drives. Unless you build, like, for instance, a ME chest, you can access it then. But what we'll do here is make this crafting terminal, we'll make a storage cell here first. Make one of those, I don't need more than one right now. And then we will go crafting terminal. I think that should be everything we need then. Oh, we need a crafting table as well. I forgot about that. Let's grab 4 of these then. Make another crafting table. And we'll go like this. Crafting table and then crafting terminal. And then what this allows you to do is pretty phenomenal, because we can plop this down and it works just like the access terminal, except we can actually craft with it now. So that means I can throw all my stuff into here. We can tell it what we want to make. Let's say we want to make another storage drive. If it has the parts in there, it will do it for us. So let's throw everything we have that was related to another storage drive, for instance. And what we can do is, let's say we make a 4K, if we want to make a storage segment, we want to make a storage cell. Let's just tell it to do that. And if it has the pieces in there, it'll tell you what it's missing. It'll put the recipe in there. If it's missing anything, it'll put it there. And now we can actually make stuff very easily using this terminal here. So what that means is that crafting is going to get a whole lot easier from here on out, especially for all this Applied Energistics stuff that's very complicated and complex to make. We can throw everything we need in there, and we can actually use this for crafting from here on out. It's going to be pretty incredible. So next things we want to build here, we want to probably add some more storage cells on here and then get them partitioned correctly. We'll also, then next episode, I think, we'll work on making a computer. And this is going to do automated crafting to craft complex things at the push of a button. And it's going to be really cool, and I can't wait to get it going, because it's one of the things I've been waiting on for a long time to make. I think that's where I'm going to cut this episode. Between episodes, what I'll do is work on making some more drives for our ME drive system here, making some more storage cells, and then we should have a room for everything. I'll get them partitioned correctly, because that'll take some time to get them set up so they're well done. And then we'll have access to our crafting terminal. We'll be able to make everything we need to make really easily then. And then we'll also work on some more Applied Energistics stuff next episode, such as building a CPU that can do automatic crafting for us. Anyways, I've been Modi. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with more at Survival Sealab next time. Have a good night.